What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Count Von Count. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Matreiuss. Matreiuss, the great Matreiuss, the wise Matreiuss, the back on Poseidon. It's been a hot minute since we've seen some Poseidon gameplay out of Matreiuss. I'm excited to see how he's going to go in this game, as we do see a dock being dropped down here by Count Von Count in the center of the map here. He's gone very aggressive on this, as the Oracle's still scouting around. They haven't actually been sent over to do the deconstruction. We are on the map Calm Shores. Count Von Count deciding to go in with Kronos on this map. I'm actually a little bit surprised about this one. Now, Kronos is not an awful god by any stretch on this map. Everybody is seemingly saying that he's not a bad god. But I'm surprised to see Count Von Count take this. Yes, Count Von Count can kind of play any of the gods, but he's been playing a lot of Isis lately, and Isis for sure here going to be a strong pick, as we do see the deconstruction coming down there, as Matreiuss needs to place his dock back down on this side and get going. His fishing ship here not going to be delayed all too much. We do see the dock getting dropped down at the front there. The big question is going to be, what is Count Von Count's game plan going to be here? Now, there are a couple of options you can go for here from the perspective of Count Von Count. He's actually having a little bit of a problem here with his early game, as his villagers are kind of a little bit confused, as he doesn't get his house down as well, getting his fishing ships out and the mana coming up. So there are a couple of options you can go for here with Kronos. Let's talk about them, and what can Matreiuss do as well. So option number one is you just try and claim one side of the water here as Kronos, and then you go for a really, really heavy classical push with lots of with the extra food. So your opponent's got extra food, you've got extra food, no worries. You just try and get aggressive and control the map. The other option is you try and sneak it onto both sides of the water and cause some problems. Now, we already see the Oracle kind of in position here for Count Von Count. It's a really nicely placed Oracle, though I think potentially he might be missing a little bit of an area which a villager could potentially sneak by. And in fact, we are indeed seeing that villager sneaking by here to get onto this water. Count Von Count can also consider going a little bit later to the second age, mining this gold mine a little bit and creating a hero oracle to kind of control the side of the water a little bit. But obviously that's a little bit of a risky maneuver, and you might not find max value out of it, as we do see the temple getting dropped down over here. The most important thing to do here with Atlantean is to get yourself 6 fishing ships out and advance for a 430 as best as you possibly can. Now, we will see a little bit of a delay here from Count Von Count. He's got all the deers. He shouldn't really have too many problems here getting to the next age on time, or at least relatively fast here. As we see, Matreiuss has already thrown down 3 docks in this game. That's quite a bit, as we see the temple coming up now for Matreiuss. We'll see if he's going to be able to get any decent of an advance time here in this game. So he's putting his temple down. He's not going to be hitting a 445 here like he might want on Calm Shores. 445 is going to be the time to beat, so to speak. The other option is to play a little bit more defensive, like Matreiuss is doing, and just get all your docks down in order to all your docks down early, I should say, in order to have a fun time where that's concerned. As we do see the Prometheus is coming through. And the big question here for Count Von Count is, how is he going to approach this? As he does drop a dock down onto the right side of the map, I would much prefer to see Count Von Count try and pressure this top side of the map and try and stop, say, this dock from going up. Doesn't look like it's going to be stopped, but much prefer to see him pressure the top side of the map where he's got fishing ships, because he's going to be building bareems most likely out of this side to cause pressure onto Matreiuss. As you do see, the villagers now moving over onto the gold mine. Hermes is on the way. Very smart to go through Hermes here. Ares doesn't give you a lot of value in this matchup. Matreiuss can use Ceasefire to kind of delay any of the early pushing that Count Von Count does. If somehow Count manages to pick off 2 docks here, Matreiuss can cast Ceasefire and throw up another dock, as we do see that is exactly happening over here for Count. He's getting that second dock up, so it looks like he is going to be putting some pressure onto this side of the map here, attacking Matreiuss as the Promethean comes out. funnily enough, he does actually spot the correct side of the water to put pressure on after all is said and done, as we do see a villager is sneaking through here, and it looks like Count Von Count will not be spotting that one at the moment here. You need to be very, very aware playing Kronos what is possible here, as the dock is going to be getting taken down. We do see Bareem starting to pop out here. Count might want to just get a couple more fishing ships out on this side to just claim all of the fish over there. He also doesn't have that extra dock up on this side just yet, where Matreiuss actually on this side with the 3 docks. Matreiuss might just be able to put some pressure over here. You can also just cast a ceasefire if he so chooses. We'll see what's going to happen as the triremes are coming out now for Matreiuss, as we do see a deconstruction onto this dock, and ceasefire getting cast down by Matreiuss as he comes back with his villager. And he's going to be completely fine here. Matreiuss has played this opening really, really well, especially considering he's got that ceasefire out and done. So Count, he needs to kind of figure out what the next stage of this kind of aggression is going to be. He needs to put another dock down over here. He needs to be putting pressure onto both sides of the water. And defending mostly, and getting his fishing ships out. That's what's important here. You can see that Count is behind 4 fishing ships, which is a big deal here. And Matreiuss is just going to be playing defensively with those trireme. We also see a Theseus out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Matreiuss getting himself out of Hippolyta and literally just targeting down this gold mine, forcing Count to have to do something a little bit different. Now, Count will be getting himself access to another Valor in about 20 seconds here, which means he probably should build himself out another couple of oracles out of his temple, get himself focus as well. It's very important, as Matreiuss's ceasefire does finish up there, as the dock now going to continue to get targeted down. If we take a look at the ship numbers, 8 trireme there to 12 Bareem, a very, very close amount of ships for both players, but Matreiuss is going to be losing this dock here very, very quickly. The Theseus is coming through onto this position as the militia pop out. The fishing ships are going to get pushed back here, as Count does seemingly win this fight thus far, but Matreiuss has still got 2 docks to fight underneath here, and that Theseus is still going to be a bit of a problem there to deal with. Meanwhile, the Centaur not really doing a whole lot for Matreiuss over here. He could definitely be getting a little bit more value out of those units there, as Count still trying to push forward. He now has to retreat back. He still has the Bareem advantage to some degree, but Matreiuss sitting under his docks, a little bit too tough to push through. Not only that, we also see a little bit of harass coming onto this top side of the map. Count still doesn't have his second dock down onto this position. A very, very dangerous position there to be in, as Matreiuss now pushing a little bit forward here, as Count not paying attention. It's a good fight there for Count Von Count as he pulls back his Bareem, and Trireme not quite ready to take the fight just yet. He does need to just wait it out. It's just so many Bareem on this side of the map. The question is it even worth it right now for this side of the water to be putting this much pressure, this many resources into at this point? As we do see the units now coming up onto the top side here for Count. He's going to be attempting to take down the docks over here. There's 2 trireme already out to cause some pressure where that's concerned, as Count continues to push forward. Count not paying attention to this because he's so focused on this water fight over here. Matreiuss just simply had to right-click on these oracles, and he's able to take them all down. But as that's going on, Count does seemingly manage to win this bottom side of the water quite hard here. There are still trireme getting produced, but Count's going to be really happy about this. He might want to consider getting a couple more Promethean out here to try and take out these docks at the bottom and just start fishing this one up. But that being said, it's still kind of close here. 11. Matreiuss is holding. I thought Count had clearly won this, but Matreiuss sitting under just the 1 dock fire there from these docks was able to hold there, and Count still hasn't pushed forward. Not only that, now Count is having to defend on the top side of the map here. His 6 fishing ship are idle in his main base. Meanwhile, the Centaur still idle over here. We see a military barracks and a counter barracks coming down now for Count Von Count. The gold villagers have actually moved up to the top gold mine early here for Matreiuss. Absolutely love that play, as we see a stable coming down for Matreiuss as well. Why do I love this play? Because one of the big timings that Kronos and Atlantean in general are going to have against a Greek player is that pressure up onto that top gold mine. Or not onto that top gold mine specifically, but like the second gold mine is a really, really big timing on this map that Greek players have to be aware of. As we see the Bareem getting shot down. Count Von Count here kind of still losing a handful of units. He's still trying to produce his archer ships to defend here. We'll see if he's going to grab a second town center at any time here as well, as Matreiuss is probably going to be thinking about that himself. He's got 300 gold in the bank. Doesn't quite have the food to advance to the next age. Nice walls getting set up. Most important thing in Age of Mythology is identifying the weaknesses in your base, in your economy, in your army, and acting upon it. Matreiuss realizes those villages are out of position, or they're a weakness, and he's going to be making a concerted effort there to kind of defend that weakness, and just simply a couple of walls are all that he needs to throw down there to make sure his villages are nice and safe. As Count Von Count here has now seemingly lost the water on this bottom side of the map, but he has pushed forward onto this top side of the map, causing some problems for Matreiuss. Matreiuss is just going to be building some triremes out here to try and defend. Whether or not this is a good idea from Matreiuss, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not the biggest fan of just the continuous water fight from the perspective of the Greek player here, just because there's so many problems that happen if the Atlantean player decides to put some pressure on, and we are going to be seeing that. But the walls come up just in time as the units are going to try and break through this wall to put some pressure onto this top gold mine, or even onto this gold mine over here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to boot there, as Matreiuss pushes Count Von Count's Bareems back. Only the one Hippocon is out at the time being, but the wall's being broken down. The villagers retreating back off the gold mine. They got 700 gold out of that gold mine, so they're going to be really happy. As we still see the Bareem pushing forward over here. The Trireme, they've just been built very, very slowly up on this position. Not really many of them at all. As the fishing ships over here getting taken out, the wall gets broken down. The units sneaking through for Count Von Count. He's going to be checking out that gold mine at the top side of the map, or maybe not. So we see a town center coming up over here. There's a gold mine over the bottom side of the map as well. The unit's trying to push forward here for Count. He still doesn't have a second town center. He's got a lot of wood in the bank. He's going to need to start re-tasking those villages, which he is kind of doing. Another military barracks coming through there for Count. I don't think he's got any economic upgrades through. He does have pickaxe, so that's a good thing there for him. As Matreiuss on the other side of the map, he's got hand axe and pickaxe, so the economic upgrades quite decent here for Matreiuss. Is now he's gotten himself out the military academy plus Hippocon here, going to be a really big help. But the Terma here able to start sniping some of these units down as the Hippolytes are coming in to get a lot of big damage on this position. Meanwhile, Count sitting on this position with just a handful of units, preventing the wall from coming back up at any point there. I like that play, but you probably only need to leave one Murmillo on this position to kind of achieve that. The Terma on that position probably not the most useful of units, as the Terma are able to start taking down some of those hoplites here, as the army of Matreiuss still pushing forward, still trying to get some good damage done. But all the units here of Matreiuss, they are getting taken down. We do see that second town center is up. The Trireme about to be finishing up that final dock up on this position over here, as the Bareem of Count Von Count just sitting back, making sure that this position does not get fished from at all, as the villagers here, Count does see that they are not grabbing gold any longer. Meanwhile, a wall is queued up on this position for Matreiuss, because he hasn't actually built it just yet. And Count, he can simply just run through here if he chooses onto this gold mine, or he could just break down this gate, stay away from the tower here, and start putting pressure. We do see that the units have checked out the top gold mine, and Mana getting time shifted up onto that position for some reason. Interesting decision. I think maybe just building another barracks and going for that wouldn't have been a bad idea, as Count now looking like he wants to jump to the heroic age here. After all is said and done, not going for a second town center just yet. He's got some villagers in position to throw it down. But the question is, should he go for the town center? Yes, he is going for it. Or should he just go to the heroic age here with access to either trader or chaos to really put some pressure onto Matreiuss? Now, while Matreiuss is going for a second town center here, he's on his second gold mine. He's going to have a lot more villagers out. He's not going to be able to get to that next age while defending. And if Count can get like a tech advantage by advancing to the heroic age here instead of getting that town center, he might find himself having an advantage here. Alternatively, just advancing to the heroic age first and then grabbing his town center, giving him a little bit of an earlier timing to utilize that chaos, get out those satyr to start pushing forward. Could be another great idea for him, but he's kind of getting pushed back at the moment, as the wall is simply just going to get pushed back up. Matreiuss knows how to play this matchup. You don't need to be putting pressure onto the Kronos. You don't need to. You just need to make sure you don't die, and you kind of win here from the Poseidon side of things. Now, getting a little bit of damage here left, so long as you don't kind of lose too much on any of these attacks, is going to be a good way to play. As the unit's pushing forward here onto this position. Do we see that heroic age is coming through? We do, and it is Rhea. I honestly think this is potentially a mistake here, though. Count is realizing... I think it's a mistake. I think that Hyperion is the better play here 99% of the time. On the fact that Chaos picks off the Chimera and some units, and you get the Satyr, which are going to help deal with, say, these Toxotes in this army, as opposed to the Behemoth, which just is not going to be that much of a help at all. But we'll see how it's going to go. Matreiuss getting closer and closer to being able to advance to the next age himself. I'm sure he's probably already got his armory up. He doesn't seem to have any armory upgrades just yet, so that means he's going to be able to hit that next stage very, very soon. In fact, you can see how close the timing gets now, where Count probably could have hit the heroic age maybe 30 seconds to a minute earlier if he went for the town center second. But because he went for the town center first here, he is now, technically speaking, is only like 45 seconds in front of Matreiuss. And that's kind of the big difference there. Is Aphrodite going to come through? Matreiuss going to move forward to try and grab this town center for himself as well. I like that play there as the Behemoth does pop out of the temple. And the units here for Count on Count will have to start moving in to take this one out. We'll see if the Behemoth are actually going to be able to do all too much. I wouldn't mind seeing like the upgrade of, what's it called, Signal Fires for Count. That's going to give him more vision on the houses so that he can, or the buildings, so that he can time shift a little bit more freely. And then he could time shift the temple up onto this position over here and start sending the Behemoth in to take down houses and everything else, as the villagers are still trying to take that town center here. And it looks like the Count von Count Terma army just simply cannot win against the army of the Greek. The Terma are just not a good unit for any of the Atlantean civilization, except for Uranos. And even then, Uranos, there's times to build Terma and times to not build Terma. And I think that this is one of those situations where Count von Count is going to be kicking himself for building those Terma at all. He could have just built Mermillo and potentially a couple of Caraballister here as an option rather than anything else. But we are seeing the units now coming through. We've got that Nemean Lion in the army here, which Count von Count can steal away, as we do see some Mermillo moving in onto this position now. Personally, if it was me, I would just delete the Nemean Lion as an idea, as the villagers do retreat back. Curse gets dropped down, getting a lot of damage done. Atlas now coming through for Count, though. This is going to be... this is going to be a scary moment for Matreiuss, because Matreiuss is going to lose all of his army. Because all of this army here in one implode, he'll lose all of this army, and Count will be able to get somewhat of some pressure done. But the question whether or not Count can actually stay in this game is a big one that he has to answer. Even after picking off an entire army of Matreiuss, if he can even get a max value implode, he still has to get himself a town center over here. Both of these town centers are in range of water, so he needs to stay contained on the water. Otherwise, Matreiuss can start sieging down these town centers with his siege ships. We see the temple coming up over here to try and get himself out. Potentially another Behemoth or something. Also, his free Argus is going to be necessary. Matreiuss also getting himself Salt Amphora and fortified town centers. He's almost got all the fishing ships out. I'm a little bit disappointed to not see the fishing ships getting grabbed on this position, though it would be long distance fishing to some degree, so not the most efficient, but he could get himself out of dock there if he so chose, as the resources slowly but surely coming up for Matreiuss to be able to advance to the next age. These units for Matreiuss not going to be positioned close to each other here, means that the potential implode that Count von Count can use is just not going to be that useful. As we see one Behemoth coming out, Count has got a lot of favor in the bank, but in terms of the myth units that he has here in this game, or the potential use of his favor, he really doesn't have any high value myth units. And by high value myth units, I mean gold costing myth units that are big damage. So that's Lampede are really good because they have ranged one hit potential, as opposed to the Argus, which is a little bit lackluster. Doesn't have access to the Stimfalion Bird, which is good, or the which is cost wood. and gold, obviously, or the Satyr, which also only costs wood, or the Hecagigantes. He's only really got Behemoth, which are costing food, and while they are going to be able to help him take out this town center, which is going to be really, really big, Matreiuss can just... he's actually doing it straight away. Matreiuss can just change the field of battle. He's going through Artemis as well here, as the town center does get taken down. Atlanta coming in to start taking out those Behemoth over on this position here. As the Hippocon going to start cleaning up the Arcus on this position. We do see the Arcus pushing through here to try and take out the Atlanta and everything else over here as the villagers for Count Von Count going to attempt to grab this town center for themselves. Matreiuss is still waiting for an implode to come through here. He's getting himself heavy infantry and his Mythic Age is almost through. Town center in the middle. If he clicks Earthquake here, he can click Earthquake on this position as well. If Count Von Count manages to get that town center up, I'm not even sure that he's quite going to be able to do that here. As the town center, Matreiuss is actually a little bit behind on the production here. He might be short a couple of military buildings. He's not actually building military out of all of these military buildings at this point, as he has found those villages on the corner. We see some side builds coming down to start hitting the large gold mine over there. Count Von Count at this point, I don't think he is gathering gold from over here, as the town center is slowly coming up, but it's still not managing to be finished. Count actually here, 96 of 140 population. We do see the Chimera coming through. There is a trader for that one, as Count steals that one away. Again, Matreiuss not deleting his myth unit here. He doesn't really care, as we see an Earthquake getting dropped onto this position, and Count Von Count in that moment decides he should tap out here in this game. Matreiuss proving here once and for all that Kronos on this map, simply put, is not that easy to play. It's not an easy pick here. It's not an easy pocket pick for this map. Just a little bit of thought behind this from Matreiuss. Matreiuss says, look, I've got Ceasefire. I've got a couple of docks that come down early. Go for a later advance time. If we take a quick look at the improvements here, we can see that Matreiuss just went for a 5:15 or 5:14 advance time here. So completely standard in terms of a bigger fish map. But instead of grabbing himself 18 fish, he grabbed himself an extra dock instead of and 12 fish, right? So it's basically exactly the same build as before, but he goes a little bit later. He gets himself 6 docks or 5 docks or whatever it is, and he's completely fine to defend by just simply clicking Ceasefire. And Count Von Count here just could not make it work. I want to see people playing this map with Isis. I want to see people playing this map with Set. I want to see people playing this map with Greek. I think the Greeks are going to be great here. I want to see people trying Thor here. I think Thor could be a really good option so long as you play around the villager cheese with the wall segments. I think all of these gods here could potentially be really good. Even Loki on this map is potentially quite good with the flaming weapons potential to get a gold staff here by sacking the water and just going heavy on the land. All these gods could potentially be really strong on this map, but we're still seeing players very content with attempting to win with Kronos when it seems that the Kronos win rate on this map is actually quite low. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.